Yeah, sorry about the recording quality. Just like to say that first, because for such a high-spec laptop, it really has a dire webcam. And I can't be bothered to use any better sort of equipment. In fact, I don't even think I have any better equipment to use to record this video. I'm really not very, I don't know, technologically advanced? Yeah. I've been doing coursework all day, so my brain is really dead. But I said in my last video that I would make some more serious videos. And I'm a very opinionated person. So this is a subject close to my heart. I'd like to talk about discrimination of people from alternative subcultures because it is happening in society, and I don't really think that many people actually realise, let alone take any note of it. In fact, a lot of people very close to me don't actually know that this happens, and these are people that I have known for years. I mean, okay, I'm not exactly the most conventional person known to humanity. By no way am I the most extreme looking person. No, I'm not saying that. But in terms of convention in society, I don't always fit in. For example, I have this beautiful floor-length velvet coat. And there was one time I was walking through Tesco, just minding my own business, and a group of men started to shout at me. They started shouting all sorts, like freak, vampire, I don't even know what they were shouting. They were just being really derogatory and rude. And, obviously I ignored them. I was in Tesco to buy whatever I was buying at the time. Peaceful, didn't want any trouble. So I just ignored them, went on with my business. And then one of them took it upon themselves to get right in my face and blow in it. Now, that's not the most serious thing ever. I'm not harmed by that, precisely. But it's not a nice feeling. And it's not acceptable to go around in society and blow in people's faces. That's just one example. There are many, many isolated incidences where this has happened. And quite frankly, I'm personally sick of it. In this society, in the 21st century, I should be able to walk outside with my floor-length velvet coat on, with my knee-high New Rocks, and not fear people judging me, or even going to the point of giving me verbal, or one day maybe physical, abuse. I'm a woman, I'm 20 years old, and yeah, I have to watch my back. One of these days, it hasn't happened yet, thank God, but one of these days am I going to be attacked because of how I look? And for those of you who aren't really aware of this, and this is just something you've come across randomly on YouTube, in which case, hey! But if this is just something you haven't really heard of, then there have been cases where people have been attacked for how they look. I mean, the most publicised case is Sophie Lancaster, who was, I think it was 2007, she was murdered. It was either 2007 or 8. She was just minding her own business, walking through a park in her hometown with her partner, and they were attacked by a group of thugs, and she died as a result of these injuries. She sustained such brutal injuries that she ended up dying from them, just simply because of how she was dressed. There was no other trigger for that crime. Nothing. They'd done nothing wrong. All they were doing was being peaceful and walking through a park, minding their own business. Racism isn't acceptable in today's society. And good. Everyone's human. There should not be that discriminatory element. But if, let's say, I was to go around and say I saw somebody of a different culture or race, and I just shouted derogatory terms at them, everyone would be all in horror. But when I seem to have people shouting at me on the street, saying derogatory names, and saying, I don't know, stuff like you freak, you weirdo, you fucking goth, grabbo, what else? Oh, I've had all sorts. But when they're saying that, people just tend to ignore it. Like, it seems to be a general attitude in society where people just don't care. And that's wrong. That is totally wrong. Like, the one time that it annoyed me the most was because half the time when it happens, like, I'm so used to it by now, to be honest, that I just tend to take it and leave it. But one time it happened, I was with my mum, which, yeah, I don't really want my mum seeing that. Like, she's in her 50s, that's not really what I want my mum to be exposed to. Like, you know, that's my mother. And these people were just shouting at us because of how I was dressed. What? So what was that about? Oh, so that made me angry. I've never retaliated physically. I don't want the trouble. I don't want to go to court, and I don't want to have to stand in a court and say, well, yeah. But people have many misconceptions, so I'd like to spend some time clearing that up. People from the metal community, goth community, people who just like to dress the way they like to dress. In terms of labels, I wouldn't label myself. I don't think I'm goth, I don't think I'm anything like that. I just think I'm me. I like metal. I like black lacy clothes and cute necklaces. But yeah, that's just what I like. That's just me. But because I listen to metal, I'm apparently a delinquent, violent. Oh, what else am I? Oh, stupid. Sometimes they think we're stupid. We're not seen as being decent members of society, and I think that that's absolutely ridiculous. The metal community and my friends from there are probably the most accepting people I know. The nicest, most accepting people I know, and it's one of the only places I can go and I feel safe. It's like a family. Like, everybody is fine, fit in. If you go to a metal club and you're dressed in normal clothes, nobody says anything. But if I went to a normal club dressed in kind of gothic fashion, people would be like, "Ruh." So, judge that one for yourself. Oh, and in terms of me being stupid, because I, headbang and listen to all this really angry music, I'm not at all a violent, angry person. I'm just not. And I study at a good university and I'm doing medical science. Yes, so I look like this and I do medical science. Go me. And yeah, so don't judge a book by its cover. That's the moral of my story. And if you happen to see somebody in the street who's getting abuse or getting shit for how they look, don't just stand there, say something. Because in society, people need to stand up and make a point of this, to bring it to the forefront, to bring this to the point where it's not acceptable. This should be given the same sort of rights as racism, as homophobia. It should be. And the whole argument is, well, you choose how you dress. Do you though? Do you choose what you like? Do you choose the way your personality is? Do you really have much influence and choice in that? Because I've tried to dress normally anyway, and to be honest, I felt like I wasn't me. I felt like a fake. I felt completely, what's the word? Just like a fraud. It just wasn't me. So everybody needs to think a little before they speak. And remember, we're all the same. We're all human. We all deserve equal opportunities and rights, and nobody should be abused for how they look, sound, what they believe, anything like that. So, that's one of my more serious videos. If you liked that, then subscribe to me, or leave me a comment, and maybe I will make some more. I probably need suggestions, so comment on any suggestions you may have that I could make a really exciting, thought-provoking video on, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. Oh, and I'll be, if anyone's got any questions about anything, and if anyone wants to leave me a video response, I would love that. That would be my favourite and make my day complete. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my opinionated video of life, and I hope you have a good day and evening. Bye!